welcome back to Learning with Liz. So, something different this week. I have with me a very special visitor that has come all the way from Shrewsbury, exotic, just for this video.
Just for this.
What we are doing today is we are doing the self-care hacks video in terms of sex education, what they don't teach you in the education curriculum, but you need to know in the real world. So we're going to sort of share with you our self-care hacks of how to be safe with sex. I have lovely Estella with me today, and the reason we've got Estella is because she has come to visit me. Used to go to the same sixth form, school friend, and I thought it'd be appropriate as we both went to the same school, but Estella went to the lower school, whereas I only went to the upper sixth. So I thought it'd be a nice nostalgic sort of thing to do, orientated around school, what this channel is about, but talk about sex education, because Estella, you're quite passionate in terms of what the school system doesn't teach, what it should teach.
Yeah.
Therefore, we're going to share our knowledge on sex education self-care hacks.
The first one.
Number
Please, all ladies out there, and men,
and
men, please, wee after sex.
Please, for your own sake.
Please do this.
But why would one pee after sex?
Well, it's very important. Prevents UTIs.
What is a UTI?
UTI is a urinary tract infection, and that is when you get an infection in your urethra.
It stings. You have to drink loads of water, and you'll keep peeing, and it'll keep stinging. So just to avoid that, one pees.
It's a whole mess. You'll have to go to the doctor. You'll have to get antibiotics. They'll say drink cranberry juice, and it will do nothing.
This is not a personal experience, we promise. Self-care hack number 2 that I'm sharing with you is cleaning yourself, not just your urinary tract, but your body in general.
I just think it's very important for your mental health as well. If your body is clean, I think you just feel clean, you feel happier, you feel lighter. You know, sex is it's not a bad thing, it's a great thing. It's not like you have to go and immediately wash it off.
The sins!
Cleanse myself for the Lord.
Yeah.
You know, just if you're clean, you feel good.
Exactly.
I feel great when I have a shower. Only engage in any kind of, intimate relationship with someone if you absolutely feel comfortable with it. And yes, this is self-care, because this is not only physical self-care, but mental self-care, because it's so easy, especially kids when you go off to university or even in school, but particularly university. It's a weird time. You're thrown in with a whole new pool of people, and there's all these new experiences opened up to you, especially if you've not been introduced to that sort of thing before. It can be very overwhelming, and people can often feel pressured to catch up with other people, but all I can tell you is that experience does not equal maturity. It is not a main factor of life. You're not an adult just because you've had sex, and you're not an adult because you haven't had sex. People put
so much extravagance on that night, whether it's prom night, whether it's your birthday, whether it's this, whether it's that. It can actually be quite underwhelming once you have done it, and you're like, oh, why was this such a big thing? Especially if you're rushing to catch up with the other people because everyone in your friendship group's done it, or because you promised someone that you were going to do it on this specific night. Just because you promised something does not mean that you're not capable of changing your mind.
Absolutely.
Only do it if you feel safe and you feel comfortable.
And that doesn't mean, we're not saying you have to wait until marriage. We're not saying you have to adhere to any, like religious views, anything. You do what you want to do. If you want to wait till marriage, you wait till marriage.
Absolutely.
If you want to have sex before that, have sex before that. All we're saying is that please just do it when you feel comfortable and when it feels right for you, because you're not on some sort of timer in competition with everybody else, because that's not true.
You can stop at whatever point you like.
Anytime.
During the process of the sexual interaction, one can cease whenever they don't feel comfortable.
Midway through.
Exactly.
Anytime. Who cares if you've promised it? Who cares
if they call you a tease?
Ignore everything. People, I cannot stress enough the amount of body autonomy you have, despite what society tells you.
Yeah.
You are allowed to say, no, I don't want this. Even if, you know, it's already begun and you think, I can't back out now. If it feels wrong, if it feels icky,
it's not right.
it's not right.
It's not the right time, it's not the right person.
Nope.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So don't feel like you have to close your eyes and think of England. Just because you said yes then doesn't mean you have to say yes to the whole thing. You could be in a relationship with someone and for some reason it doesn't feel right and then you can stop it. You can be married to someone and you can stop it.
You still need consent.
Absolutely. And that sort of obviously links to the previous point, but it's another reiteration of a different idea of you can stop at any time. Research your birth control. For different people, you're going to have different preferences in terms of if you want hormones in your body, if you don't want hormones in your body, if you don't want anything inside of you at all, there's also another option as well. There's so many contraceptions now for women. It's great. But bearing that in mind, not everything will be appropriate. Just because maybe you've been with something for quite a while doesn't mean it's forever. Your body can change depending on the years as well.
Yeah, completely. And not everyone wants to go along with something. Just because, ladies, just because your friends are all on the pill does not mean you have to go on the pill. Also, I think that the gravity of birth control should be taken into account because a lot of these things, you know, it can be quite life-altering, particularly the pill, you know, it has been proven to have some quite serious side effects. So you need to consider these things carefully. It's not just, oh, my boyfriend wants me to go on the pill, so I'm going to go on the pill. No, you should never do something because somebody else wants you to do it. You only make these decisions for you because they benefit you. And I should strongly suggest that...
I love how passionate you are!
And I would strongly suggest that you always use contraception. I would say always use contraception.
Unless you're trying for a baby!
Unless you're trying for a baby, in which case, congratulations.
Do your research. There is so many that you can go for. You can alter it if you're on something now and you research something. Change it up if you need to for you.
Yeah.
Do something that suits your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Get STI checks.
Yes.
So, Estella, why is STI checks important?
They're important because I think particularly if you've got multiple partners, there's always a risk of spreading diseases, and it's just like anything else. Think a cold. A cold isn't controversial because, you know, it's been so normalised, it's a cold. But because sex is often perceived as dirty and taboo,
Stigmatised.
we don't talk about it a lot. Yeah, exactly, a lot of stigma around it. STIs, yeah, they're grimy and they're gross, but so is a cold. I wouldn't encourage that you catch a UTI as often as you might get a cold, but it's just very important because it's just the same sort of thing. It's nasty, it's an infection, you don't want that there. No. It's not nice for you, it's not nice for anyone else interacting with you.
Doesn't look great either, but neither does a snotty sore nose.
Exactly. And as well as things that are curable, there are some particularly nasty things out there that aren't curable and can actually affect your life a long time. And you'll be kicking yourself if you get that and you could have think, well, I could have just used some contraception.
So in terms of where you can get STI checks, sexual health clinics, doctors as well, they will send you like a little text being like, you're clean, you're free.
Yeah. It's very discreet.
Yeah, very discreet. Yeah. The last one is all about emotional well-being support for you.
Yeah. A lot of emotion and psychological thought processes, you know, go into having sex. You know, it's a very mentally taxing thing, especially if, you know, people do have premonitions, they build it up in their head. It's important, and body dysmorphia, you can't overlook that. If you feel insecure about yourself, if someone else, you know, that you're engaging in this with feels insecure, it's so important to try and combat that, to boost each other up, to feel secure and safe in yourself. You can't just overlook that, because if you feel insecure, you're not going to enjoy yourself, you're not going to feel like you're loved. And one of the most important things about this is that you're vulnerable in that situation, and you don't want to feel vulnerable, you want to feel supported.
Yeah. You need to make sure you have like a close social network that you can speak to people about if you do feel insecure. Your partner is also there for you if you're feeling insecure. Yeah, emotional well-being is as, if not more so, important than your physical well-being.
You know, I don't look like Liz, Liz doesn't look like me, but as two human beings, we're both beautiful because we're both unique individuals, and it's so hard because we can't come on here and preach and tell you how to love yourself, because that's an individual journey that you have to go on. But I think just looking after yourself, looking after your friends, looking after your partner, feeling that you have a support network is so, so important before you get involved with anybody intimately.
I hope this video has been helpful. This was one of the recommended things from my research of hearing people's past sort of experiences with sex education. They really wanted to hear about self-care tips during intercourse or through the process of being sexually active. So I hope this video has been helpful. Give a like if you've enjoyed it, a comment if you've got any more self-care hacks, or you didn't quite think something was right and you wanted to give like constructive feedback. Definitely. Absolutely. And I hope to see you next week. Toodles!
Goodbye.